Hello everyone, Rob again, and a new episode of Rob Reviews! Hurrah! This wasn't a one-time thing! Okay, so, today's review will be of The Wizard of Oz in IMAX 3D. Let me just slip on these green glasses I got at Wicked. Matches the occasion, doesn't it? Oh, I never... Insert green joke here. Okay, so... Wizard of Oz, IMAX 3D. I remember... And I'm pretty sure I first heard of this, it's October of last year when it was announced. Because I'm pretty sure that's when I first heard of this. So... I remember, when I heard that, well... Yeah, it's sad that a classic film is becoming a victim of the whole 3D craze, but... the way I saw it, if they pulled it off well, then it would turn out pretty good. So... I've been for it. I was for it. I mean, okay, some little pre-thoughts. IMAX, well, I don't really do IMAX that much. I'm not sure why, but I'm not a frequent IMAX viewer. I think the last thing I saw in IMAX was Christmas Carol? I think? So, yes, The Wizard of Oz... Yeah, it's a classic. I mean, it's got its imperfections, but it's so good. It's Wizard of Oz with the characters and the humor and the scary stuff and the. But yeah, it is a classic. I mean, seriously, like that last shot. What is it about? It's like the last shot of the movie when Dorothy is giving her last line, like, "Oh, but I'm home. This is my room, and I'm home now. I'm never gonna leave you again because there's no place like home. I love you." What is it about that shot? It's just like, it gives me the feeling like, oh, I'm so glad I went on this adventure. This is so good. My God. Okay, now 3D. I do not dislike 3D. Admitted, however, the 3D craze just very well may be getting out of hand. It's like it's not special anymore. I actually miss when stuff would come out at the screen, because you never see that anymore, and so when it does happen now, it's like, yay, stuff coming out at the screen! It's a gimmick, but yay, stuff at the screen! I'm clawing the camera! I need to stop this! Anyhow, but I do... 3D can be pretty well, but for me a lot of it has to be done with... depends on how three-dimensional it actually is. Like, the more three-dimensional it looks, the better it is. I mean, yeah, colors help, as Doug Walker has said. So... where am I going with that? I know I'm going somewhere with that. Yeah, so, I like 3D if it's done really well. So, like I said, a lot of what this release was going on, I mean, I didn't really know it was IMAX until, I don't remember when, but it was some time after I first heard about this. Anyway, so, a lot of this success would have to do on how well the 3D conversion turned out. I mean, conversion can, it seems it can turn out pretty well, or terrible. Like, I remember Frankenweenie turned out really well. I know there was something else like I think I saw a 3D trailer for Last Airbender once or twice and it was horrible. I'm guessing R.I.P.D. was converted. I remember I saw a 3D trailer for that in front of Despicable Me 2 of all movies. But it was like half the shots were really good 3D, half the shots were flat, and one of them was inside out. And so a lot of this, the success of this release of Wizard of Oz in IMAX 3D would depend on how well the 3D turned out. And it turned out really well. I mean, I think I heard they spent like 16 months working on this, and I mean, that's pretty devoted. That's devotion. And it's kind of necessary devotion, seeing how much of a classic this is, like, how beloved this is. Like, you cannot screw this up. I say that as as like, you cannot screw this up or you're going to piss off so many people. Yeah, the 3D turned out pretty well. I mean, admittedly, the one spot where it seemed to really kind of get off was during dissolves. Like, as it would dissolve into another scene, it would mess with the 3D a bit. But otherwise, okay, it's interesting with Kansas. So naturally, the obvious thing is to keep it flat. Well, I read this article yesterday about the remastering and conversion of this movie, like how much care they were putting into it, and apparently they were initially going to do that obvious choice of having it flat, but apparently it didn't work that well. I mean, I'd still like to see how that would have turned out, but apparently it wasn't working, so the Kansas scenes are in 3D, but what I believe they did is that the scenes in Oz have more depth than the stuff in Kansas. It's kind of noticeable. I mean, not so much at first, but it's definitely more noticeable in the last scene when she comes back to Kansas. I doubt a spoiler alert would have been necessary. Like, how many of you have not seen this? Wow, No, sorry, just gonna do this thing where I'm like, wow, you haven't? Go watch it, something like that, but it wouldn't have worked. Anyway, and there are some things that look pretty cool in 3D, like, there was some crowd shot of the Munchkins when the mayor announces that the witch is dead. Poppy Field looked neat. The hallway to the wizard's throne room looked really cool in 3D, like, just stretching so far back. Is there something else? Yeah, it's interesting, like, I mean, it's obvious that when you watch the movie that we have all the painted backgrounds, like, matte paintings, I think they're called. But yeah, it's obvious they're just flat, and the conversion there is some three-dimensionality added to them. Like, I mean, they still look like drawings, but they are three-dimensional now. Is there anything else really with the 3D? If I think to it, I'll get back to it. IMAX. That's cool, I mean, to have it so big so you can immerse it, but I don't know if it's to do with, like, the aspect ratio of the movie or something was wrong with the theater I saw it in, but it didn't take up the entire screen. Like, it was just some kind of square and section of it, like, and you have the rest of it just there, the rest of the screen. Maybe it's something to do with the movie, like 1939 aspect ratios, but nothing else on that screen, like some of the first look stuff beforehand, or the previews, or like little IMAX things, like, oh, IMAX, 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 IMAX 3D, IMAX is believing. Like, none of that took up the entire screen. Maybe something was wrong with the theater? I mean, could be. Like, when we came in, it was like there were basically no lights on in there, like, nothing being projected on the screen. Like, so dark in there. Like, possibly dangerous, but anyway. So, I don't know if that's just something that was wrong with me, or if it's like that in all IMAX theaters. Like, in every theater. I don't know. I mean, it's still cool. I mean, it's still in pretty good quality. It's still big, but it didn't feel that big. Like if you just have a big screen, like bigger than a normal multiplex screen, but not IMAX big. It's kind of like that. I feel like there's something else. Was there? This is why I should script these. I think I would have learned after Scottsboro Boys, but no. No. Sorry about this. So, I feel like there's... Oh, I don't know. So, I guess I might as well just... How long has this been? Almost 10 minutes. Bit better than I was expecting, maybe. So, Wizard of Oz IMAX 3D, if you are totally against this and you totally refuse to see it, okay, fine. I'm not gonna be like, you have to see this movie, you have to see this, you have to see this, you are not worthy of being a human being if you don't see this. But no, I'm not gonna be like that. If you don't want to see it, fine. It's not like you're missing out on too much, but if you do decide to take a chance, I believe there's a good chance of you being pleasantly surprised. As for me, like, I would recommend checking it out, because it did turn out pretty well. I'd say it's worth seeing if you want to take the chance, or if you're interested. So yeah, I'm glad they did it. It ended up being worth it for me. Like, after hearing about it 11 months ago, okay, so I've been for it. I've been allowing it. I've been okay with it. Let's see if it lives up to that. And it lived up to that. So, hurrah! Yay! So, if you can, check it out. It's only playing for like 1 week. So, check it out if you get the chance. It might be it, like I said in the last Rob reviews, if I think of anything else, maybe I'll put it in the description. So that... Oh god! Oh... Ah! Going back to normal colors, oh my god! It's getting kind of hard on my eyes. Oh my god, it's like... It feels more pink or something. Yeah, it's like... Feels more pink. Pink goes good with green! Wicked reference. Ah! My god! Oh my god! This lighting shit! Eyes adjusting! Oh my god! Seriously! My eyes having to adjust to this! Anyway, so, yeah, that's that. So with the new with Mist, like, Mist updates, I've kind of just given up with the Simpsons review. Like, friggin' copyright. I did edit it so that, like, I mirror imaged it. I don't know, I'm not willing to take the risk right now, so for the time being, Racksack and Benny rounds out my first season. And I'm planning to start work on... I know what the next episode will be, like the Season 2 opener. I plan to start working on it with the beginning of October. I'm gonna work on it through there. I don't know when it's gonna be done, but you can expect that in the next couple months or so. So that is in progress. Maybe I'll start a little early. Maybe I should. I think I will. I just might start a little early. Okay, so I think that may be it. Very well. So yeah, I'm Wizard of Oz in IMAX 3D. It turned out pretty well. So it ended up being worth it. It was not horribly handled. They did a good job with it. So, yay! Farewell.